Your phone lights up and your heart jumps for a second. You hope it is them. It is not. So you put the phone down, tell yourself you are fine, and pretend you do not care. Later, they finally text you with a short message, something simple, nothing deep. And still, a part of you feels relief. You accept crumbs and call it connection, because you remember the version of them who once showed up, who once seemed so open and warm. Now you are stuck between those two versions, trying to guess which one is real. You tell your friends they are just busy, or they are scared of getting hurt. But late at night, you ask yourself a different question. Am I actually important to them, or am I just something they reach for when they are bored, lonely, or needing comfort? You replay every chat, every pause, every delay, trying to decode what their silence means. Deep down, you are not just afraid of losing them. You are afraid of wasting yourself on someone who never planned to choose you. If that feels uncomfortably familiar, this message is for you. Are you sitting there asking yourself if you are just an option for a dismissive avoidant instead of someone they truly choose and focus on? Maybe you keep wondering if you are in the background of their life while someone or something else is at the center. You might feel like you are waiting to be picked, waiting to be prioritized, and you are not sure if that will ever really happen. That feeling can be very painful and very confusing because part of you remembers how warm and present they can be, and another part of you sees how quickly they can turn cold or distant. You are not crazy for noticing this. You are simply trying to understand whether you matter to this person in a real way or whether you are only there when it is convenient for them. In this conversation, I want to help make that question much clearer for you. There are real patterns and signs that show up when a dismissive avoidant treats you like an option instead of a priority. When you know what to look for, you can stop guessing and stop explaining away behavior that is actually very consistent. My goal is not to make you blame them or blame yourself, but to help you see what is truly happening so you do not waste your own time, energy, and heart on something that is not going anywhere. You deserve clarity. You deserve to know if you are being chosen or just kept on the side in case they feel like reaching out. If you are new to the idea of attachment styles, let us slow down for a moment and talk about that. Attachment theory, in simple words, is the study of how the relationships you had in your early life, especially with your main caregivers, shape the way you connect with romantic partners as an adult. The way you were held, listened to, comforted, or ignored leaves a mark on your nervous system. It teaches you what love feels like, what is safe, and what is dangerous. Later in life, without even thinking about it, you repeat that pattern with the people you date, fall in love with, or marry. This is why some people feel calm in love, some people feel anxious, and some people feel safer with distance. You can think of your attachment style as your love style. It is the way your mind and body try to stay safe in relationships. In attachment theory, there are 4 main styles that are usually talked about. There is secure attachment, where a person feels safe with closeness and is also comfortable with space. There is anxious attachment, where a person often worries about being abandoned and needs a lot of reassurance. There is dismissive avoidant attachment, where a person protects themselves by staying emotionally distant and valuing independence above everything. And there is fearful avoidant or disorganized attachment, where a person both longs for closeness and fears it at the same time. This research originally comes from work done at places like Cambridge University by a researcher named John Bowlby and has been studied for many decades because it explains so much about how we love and how we get hurt. Now, today, we are focusing on the avoidant attachment style, especially the dismissive avoidant. This is the person who often pulls back when emotions feel too strong, when things move too fast, or when they sense that someone is depending on them too much. On the surface, they can look very calm, very self-contained, and very independent. Inside, they are usually deeply afraid of vulnerability and of being trapped or taken over in a relationship. Because of that fear, they try to keep people at arm's length. They may not even fully understand that they are doing this. They often tell themselves that they just like freedom, they just need space, or they are just not ready. But under those words is a nervous system that feels threatened by emotional closeness. So what you see on the outside is not random. It is a protective pattern. They manage closeness and distance as a way to feel safe. They will often stay in control of how deep things go, how often you talk, and how much of their inner world you get to see. They might enjoy your company, your warmth, and the care you give, but when they feel that the emotional temperature is rising, they instinctively step back. This is not because you did something wrong or because you are not good enough. It is because closeness itself feels risky to them. Now, let us talk about something important. There is a difference between someone who is avoidantly attached but still genuinely interested in you and someone who is simply not interested at all and keeps you around only as an option. On the outside, these two can sometimes look similar. Both can pull away, both can go quiet, both can be hard to read. This is why so many people get stuck and cannot tell if they should stay patient or walk away. In this talk, we are going to explore 6 major differences between an avoidant who is actually interested in you and an avoidant or any person who is basically not into you but is still keeping you on the side. The last difference, the 6th one, might surprise you because it has more to do with you than with them. Let us begin with the first big difference. When someone has an avoidant attachment style and they are interested in you, what we often see is a pattern of strong interest at the beginning followed by periods where they pull back. You can call this initial enthusiasm followed by intermittent withdrawal. At the start, they may come on quite strong. They can seem engaged, present, and even charming. They might be excited to see you, plan dates, flirt, and share stories about their life. You might feel like, wow, this person really sees me. They are actually into me. During this phase, they can feel safe enough because the relationship still looks light and easy. However, as soon as the connection begins to deepen, something inside them starts to get activated. This is usually when there are more serious talks about the future, the label of the relationship, or what you both want. It can also happen when there is a lot of pressure around texting and constant communication. Things like, "Why didn't you text me back right away?" or "We should talk every day," can feel very intense to a dismissive avoidant. These topics press on their fear of losing freedom and their fear of being emotionally exposed, so their system reacts by pulling away. In simple terms, you might notice that after a really good date, a meaningful conversation, or a tender moment, they suddenly become distant. Messages slow down, the way they talk feels colder. Suddenly they have a lot of work, a lot of stress, or they say they are tired and not in a good place for a relationship. They may not even fully understand why they feel this way. To you, that change can feel like emotional whiplash. One moment they are warm, the next moment they are far away. This is classic avoidant behavior when the person is feeling overwhelmed by emotional intensity. Now let us look at the person who is simply not interested. Someone who is not really into you usually does not show real enthusiasm at the start. They might respond to your texts, they might flirt a little, and they might go on a date or two, but you can feel that something is missing. They do not lean in emotionally. They are not truly curious about who you are as a human being. There is no sense that they are trying to build a real bond. Instead, it feels like they are just passing time, or using you as a distraction, or keeping you there just in case. They may enjoy the attention, but they are not trying to connect on a deeper level. The person who is not interested may give you breadcrumbs. They reply when it suits them. They like your posts now and then. They send a message when they are bored or lonely, but there is no consistent effort to really include you in their life. You will notice very little effort to talk about you in any real way. They do not ask many questions. They do not follow up on things you have shared. They do not remember important details. If you talk about your dreams, your childhood, or your values, the conversation might stay on the surface or quickly switch back to them. In short, there is no genuine curiosity. This is one of the simplest ways to tell the difference. An avoidant who is interested may still pull back and may still need space, but when you are together or when they do engage, they usually show some real effort to know you. They may ask about your day, your work, your passions, or your family. It may not be very deep at first, like, "Tell me all your fears from childhood," but you can feel that they are trying to understand who you are. They are not only talking about themselves, they are not only using you for validation, they are doing what their nervous system allows them to do in that moment, which is to slowly gather information about whether you could fit into their life. So even if their way of connecting is cautious, it is still connection. They might ask simple questions like, "What do you enjoy doing on weekends?" Or, "What kind of relationships have you had before?" Or, "Where do you see yourself living in the future?" These might seem like casual questions, but for an avoidant, this is often how they test if someone is compatible. They are trying to see, in their own quiet way, if you could be a good long-term fit without jumping too fast into emotional dependence. If they are only treating you as an option, or if they do not care much at all, this curiosity is usually missing. The energy feels flat. You might find that you are always the one pushing the conversation forward, always the one trying to create depth, always the one asking real questions. They may happily answer your questions, but they do not mirror that interest back. You share something vulnerable and they respond with a short sentence, then change the topic or disappear. Over time, this leaves you feeling unseen, unimportant, and very alone in the connection. Another important part of this first difference is what happens after a date or a meaningful interaction. When an avoidant is interested but scared, you might notice a pattern like this. During the date, they are engaged, they laugh with you, they listen, and they make eye contact. You feel a real connection. After the date, they may retreat for a while. They might not text for a day or two, or they may send shorter messages. This is uncomfortable, but what matters is what happens next. If they are truly interested, they will usually come back around once they have calmed down inside. They reach out again, they set up another meeting, or they show some sign that they want to keep you in their life. With someone who is not interested, the pattern is very different. There might not be much engagement even on the date. They might be on their phone, distracted, or not really present with you. After the date, they may fade out completely or only send a few lazy messages without any plan to see you again. You will find yourself doing all the work to keep contact alive, and even then, the connection feels like it is slowly dying. There is no sense of initial enthusiasm at all. There is only minimal effort and a lot of polite distance. So when you look at your own situation, ask yourself some honest questions. At the beginning, did this person show real interest in learning about you? Were they engaged when you spent time together? Did you feel some level of emotional presence from them, even if it was guarded? Do they sometimes come closer, then pull back, then come closer again? That push-pull pattern, while painful, is often a sign of an avoidant who is scared but still somewhat invested. Or has it felt from the start like you are chasing a ghost? Has it always been you reaching out, you suggesting plans, you opening up? Has their energy been flat, distracted, or lukewarm the whole time? If that is the case, what you are seeing is likely not attachment style alone. You might simply be looking at someone who does not want to build anything real with you, but also does not want to lose the comfort of your attention. In that case, you are not an emotional partner. You are an option, Understanding this first difference is powerful because it helps you read the pattern over time instead of obsessing over one single moment or one single text. A dismissive avoidant who is interested may confuse you with their mixed signals, but there will still be signs of genuine care and curiosity when they are engaged. Someone who is not interested will not invest in that way. They will not ask, "Who are you really?" They will not show up with presence when they are with you. Once you see that clearly, you can start making choices that honor your own heart instead of waiting endlessly for someone who is only halfway there. Number 2, when we look at communication patterns overall, a dismissive avoidant may go through periods of silence in communication, but it usually happens on and off or right after a moment of closeness. What you will often notice is that they do come back from time to time and reconnect, and when they do, they usually give you some kind of reason for their distance. They might say things like, "I was feeling overwhelmed," or "I just needed some space," or something similar. The silence is not always a sign of disinterest. It is often their way of trying to manage their own emotions and nervous system without feeling too exposed or too pushed. Someone who is simply not interested will usually have a very different style of communication. Their messages will almost always be reactive instead of active. That means they mostly reply when you reach out, but rarely start the conversation themselves. They may answer from a place of politeness or habit, but there is no real effort to move things forward. A dismissive avoidant who does care will still show some level of initiative. They might not be great at texting, and they may not enjoy talking all day long by message, but you will see them initiate sometimes. They will reach out now and then, check in on you, or try to make plans to see you, even if they are not the type to send long paragraphs or have deep emotional talks over text. Again, a person who is not truly interested may respond because they do not want to be rude, but they will not really engage in a meaningful way. The conversation will feel flat, one-sided, or purely functional. You will feel like you are the one carrying the emotional weight of the connection. With an avoidant who actually likes you, the effort might be inconsistent and imperfect, but it is there. You will notice small moments of initiative, small attempts to connect, even if they later pull back when things feel too intense or too close for them emotionally. Number 3, this is a very important one, talking about emotional vulnerability. One clear sign of an avoidant attachment style is how they react when the conversation becomes emotional or personal. Often, you will see them tense up, shut down a little, or become clearly uncomfortable. This is especially common in the early stages of dating or getting to know each other. When the discussion goes deeper, when you ask questions about feelings, past wounds, or personal fears, they may retreat a bit. They might give surface-level answers, keep things light, or deflect slightly, but you will still notice that some part of them is trying to stay in the conversation even though it feels challenging. They may look away, change the topic slowly, or answer in shorter sentences, but they do not completely disappear from the interaction. That small effort to stay present even while feeling uneasy is important to notice. It shows there is interest mixed with fear. Someone who is not interested, on the other hand, can sometimes handle emotional conversations just fine, but they simply do not choose to have them with you. They might have the emotional capacity and bandwidth, and they may even talk about deep things with their friends, their family, or other people in their life, but you do not see that side of them in your connection. They might tell you stories about how they open up to others, how they share their feelings with close people, or how they process things with trusted friends. But with you, they keep it casual, light, or distant. This is a key difference. If a person has the emotional ability but does not have the willingness to engage with you on that level, it usually means they are not interested in building a deeper emotional bond with you. They are not trying to create that kind of intimate connection in this specific relationship dynamic, even if they are capable of it somewhere else in their life. Number 4, slow to warm up. Dismissive avoidants are often known for taking longer to warm up emotionally and relationally. They may come across as guarded or reserved at first. In some situations, they can even seem a little standoffish. This is not always about you, and it is not always personal. A lot of the time, this is tied to temperament and long-term patterns of self-protection. You might feel a kind of emotional wall or shield around them, a sense that they are not letting people in too quickly, including you. You may also notice that they do not usually engage in very deep or emotional ways, even with their friends, family members, or other important people in their life. Their way of relating can seem more practical, calm, or distant on the surface. They might joke around, talk about work, hobbies, or daily life, but avoid long emotional talks in general. This slower pace in opening up can make them look uninterested when in reality they are cautious and afraid of too much emotional exposure. Over time, if they feel safe and not pressured, they may slowly share more, but that process can be gradual and inconsistent. A person who is not interested will feel different. They may also appear distant, but the energy is not the same. With disinterest, there is no real movement toward you, no deeper investment, and no gradual softening over time. The connection does not slowly grow warmer. Instead, it stays flat or fades away. With a dismissive avoidant who actually likes you, you may see subtle changes. They may start to remember small details about you, ask a few more personal questions, show up for plans more consistently, or give you small glimpses of their inner world. It may not look like the emotional openness you are used to, but those small shifts are signals of their version of warming up and trying to let you closer, even while they still struggle with their own discomfort and fear of vulnerability. You'll often notice that avoidant people still don't talk much about their emotions. But when someone simply isn't interested, the pattern looks different. You can usually see that they are fully capable of emotional conversations, that they can open up, that they know how to be vulnerable, yet they still choose not to do any of that with you. When a person clearly has the ability to communicate deeply but doesn't move in that direction with you or avoids emotional interaction altogether, it becomes a major sign that their level of interest may not be what you hoped. Sometimes people with avoidant patterns will hold back, but even then you will notice small signs of effort when they do care. When someone doesn't care, the absence of effort becomes very obvious, and the difference can feel confusing until you learn to see it clearly. Before I continue, I want to quickly let you know about something. We are offering a 7-day free trial to the all-access membership pass at PDS. During this free trial, you can explore literally everything inside the school. This includes 4 live webinars every week where I meet with students and guide them through tools, healing work, and relationship patterns. You also get complete access to over 55 courses on topics like relationships, communication skills, boundaries, emotional mastery, healing guilt and shame, discovering your needs, developing self-worth, and so much more. These lessons help you improve your emotional world and create long-term change in your life. And we also have daily community events, led by trained coaches and facilitators, who show up every single day to support your journey and help you work through whatever you're experiencing. You can join anytime, explore everything, and see if it resonates with you. I would truly love to see you there. Just click the link in the description to join the free trial. Now, moving forward, let's talk about future planning. This is one of the most interesting areas because it helps you clearly see the difference between an avoidant who is interested and someone who simply isn't. Avoidant individuals often struggle with long-term planning early on. They may hesitate to talk about vacations a year away or moving in together right away. But when they are genuinely interested, they still participate in short-term plans. They will suggest meeting this weekend, grabbing dinner next week, going for a walk, or planning something small that isn't too far ahead. These short-term plans show interest even if the long-term ones feel too vulnerable for them at that stage. They may not be consistent every single week, but you will see effort, you will see communication, and you will still see them reaching out in their own way. On the other hand, someone who is not interested at all won't make short-term plans or long-term plans. They won't suggest meeting next week. They won't check in to see you. They won't initiate. And this brings up one of the biggest misunderstandings about avoidant attachment, the myth that avoidants never reach out first. That idea is simply not true. When avoidants care, they do reach out, even if it's not in a deeply emotional way. The timing may be inconsistent and the style may feel less intimate, but the effort is there. If someone never reaches out first, never shows initiative, never creates opportunities to connect, and never forms plans of any kind, it becomes a clear sign that they're not showing interest, not avoidant behavior. Before I explain number 6, I want to mention one more thing. If you're in a dating situation and struggling to understand different attachment styles, or if you feel confused trying to communicate with someone who reacts differently than you expect, I created a course called How to Master the Dating Stage of Relationships. You can watch it for free right now for a limited time. This course teaches how different attachment styles behave in dating, how to understand your own triggers, how to stop feeling anxious or shut down, and how to stay grounded during the early stages of connection. It guides you on setting boundaries, understanding your needs, recognizing your non-negotiables, and building a healthy emotional foundation so your relationships don't repeat painful patterns. If you want clarity and confidence while dating, this course can help you move forward with real tools and awareness. Now for number 6, which is probably the biggest indicator and often the easiest one to spot, their relationship history. If someone has an avoidant attachment style, their past relationships usually show a pattern where they struggled to open up. You may hear stories about relationships that didn't go deep, or times when they weren't very vulnerable with previous partners. You might notice that when you ask about their past relationships, they give short answers or say they don't know many personal details about the people they dated. This often reflects a genuine difficulty with emotional closeness rather than a lack of interest in you now. Avoidants tend to stay distant in most of their relationships until they learn healthier patterns. But if someone is simply not interested in you, their relationship history looks the opposite. You will notice that in past relationships they were emotionally open, committed, and invested. They might have had long-term partners, deep connections, met families, traveled together, or shared vulnerable experiences. They might also talk confidently and clearly about their exes or the emotional connection they once had. And if they behaved that way in their past relationships but are not behaving that way with you, that difference tells you a lot. It's not avoidant behavior, it's a lack of interest. This difference is important because people often confuse these two situations. They think someone is avoidant when in reality, the person is simply not prioritizing the relationship. When avoidants care, they show effort, even if that effort looks different from a secure or anxious style. When someone doesn't care, the lack of effort becomes obvious when you step back and compare their behavior across time and across relationships. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning, I would love for you to stick around. Click subscribe, stay connected, and join us for future videos where we talk about attachment styles, dating patterns, emotional healing, and the subconscious mind. Our focus is on creating real change, understanding our patterns, and building relationships that bring calm, connection, and clarity into our lives. I truly hope you found value in this discussion, and I'm very grateful that you took the time to stop by, listen, and reflect on these ideas. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again soon in the next video as we continue this journey together.